Hello students. So in the matter in our surroundings, we have two lectures already we had. In first lecture we have studied the nature of the matter, their constituents. In the second lecture we have studied their interparticle force of attraction and their influences. And now let us study the another important feature of the matter, and I would like to say the another important feature of the gaseous state of the matter is that the intermixing of the gases. Intermixing of the gases So this particular phenomenon takes place without any pressure difference. Just have the example. First you have the example and then start thinking, and then I will proceed the lecture. Just you take the example of room freshener, or you take the example of this deodorizers. Both of these things you use in a particular manner. The bottle is there is a nozzle. When we press from the top, it comes out through the nozzle, and after some times it spreads in whole of the room or in whole of the available volume wherever they are used. So how this happens? This happens because of the intermixing of the gases, and such type of intermixing of gases is called as the diffusion. However, this particular topic, the diffusion, is not in the CBSE syllabus, but still it is in the NTSE kind of competitive exams. So you must have the understanding of this simple phenomenon. This is not a difficult thing. This is a very simple phenomenon. The terminology is the diffusion. The meaning is intermixing. So intermixing of the gases at the same pressure because of the concentration difference is called as diffusion. So you can have the definition of the diffusion, that intermixing of the gases at the same pressure under different concentration. Because of different concentrations, they mix up together. So just try to understand, if you have used a particular room freshener, let's say at this corner. So at this particular corner, the concentration of that fragrance will be obviously greater than the rest of the part of this room. And therefore, obviously these molecules will travel and they will spread over this room, and this process will go on up to the moment when the distribution of this fragrance molecules becomes homogeneously distributed in whole of the available volume. So this mixing of the gases because of the pressure, because of the concentration difference, is called as diffusion. So this again says that molecules travel. So that property we have discussed in the last lecture, so that we are using at this moment. So diffusion of the gases is in the diffusion of the gases happens at different speeds for the different gases. So that speed of the diffusion depends upon that what is the molar mass of the gas. So molar mass, this is a term that we are using without giving any information regarding the molar mass at this moment, because what I expect that you know what molar mass is. But still, if you have any difficulty, I would take 2 minutes to give you the meaning of the molar mass. Molar mass is the mass of 1 mole of particles. Simple. So if the gas is molecular, then molar mass means molar molecular mass. If the gas is monoatomic, like helium, like neon, like argon, like any other noble gas, then molar mass means molar atomic mass. So what I am saying you that diffusion, rate of diffusion is directly proportional to 1 upon under root of molar mass. So this is the relation from where you can understand that which gas will diffuse faster and which gas will diffuse slower. Let's say we have the example of two gases. We have one, the helium gas, and one, we have the CH4 gas. Both of them are the gases, okay. The atomic weight of helium is 4, so molar mass of helium will be 4 gram per mole, and molar mass of CH4 at the same time will be 16 gram per mole. So from where we have got molar mass of CH4, atomic weight of carbon is 4, atomic weight of hydrogen is 1, so 4 multiplied by 1 plus 12, that comes out to be 16. So here molar mass means molar molecular mass, and here molar mass means molar atomic mass, that I have told you earlier, that molar mass have their different meanings as per the place of use. So here this molar mass term is used for the atom, therefore this is molar atomic mass actually, while here the molar mass is used for this molecule. So at this place this molar mass is nothing but molar molecular mass. So however we do not write atomic here, we do not write molecular here, this is understood because this is the atom and this is the molecule. Now let's say somebody wants to know that which gas will diffuse faster in between these two. So definitely molar mass of helium is 4, therefore when you do like this, molar mass of CH4 is this, so when you do like this you will have two values. So here you will have 1 upon under root of 4, here you will have 1 upon under root of 16, so this will be 2, this will be 4. That means the rate of diffusion of helium will be faster. Now how many times it will be faster? So that also you can calculate. So the first conclusion that we have at this moment, is that rate of diffusion of He will be faster. Yes, I think there is no confusion in this conclusion. This we are getting from this relation. At the same time, let's say somebody asks that how many times it is faster. So for that what you have to do, then you know that rate of diffusion of helium will be directly proportional to 1 upon under root 4. Similarly, rate of diffusion of CH4 will be directly proportional to 1 upon under root 16. So how many times it is faster than the rate of diffusion of CH4, you can calculate by having their ratios. So rate of this divided by this will be equal to what? This will be equal to under root of 16 divided by 4, and that ratio you have got, that under root of 4 versus 1, and this implies that rate of He versus rate of CH4 will be equal to 2 versus 1. So this way we have got this answer also. First answer we have got that rate of diffusion of helium is faster because its molar mass is less. The second conclusion we have got at the same time that rate of diffusion of helium is twice the rate of diffusion of CH4. So, so this is the phenomenon of diffusion. What it shows, this shows that molecules travel. This shows that molecules move. So that we have started that that features of the particles, that they move. So this is one of the evidence of movement of the molecules. Similarly, you can understand various other gases. Let's say now you have two gases, one is the CO gas and one is the N2 gas. Now you want to understand that what is the relation between their rates of diffusions. So here you will have the molar mass of CO, that will be 28 gram per mole, and here again you will have 28 gram per mole. So in this situation you are looking that their molar masses are equal, and therefore you can conclude very easily that the rates of diffusions in these cases, in case of N2 and in case of CO, will be equal as their molar masses are equal. So similar examples you can have, and similarly you can find out their particular results. The rate of diffusion is also directly connected with the velocity of the gas molecules. So you also can have one more result. That rate of diffusion is also directly proportional to the velocity of gas molecules. We also can have this thing like this, that rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to this, and it is directly proportional to velocity of gas molecules. So there can be other queries also regarding this particular topic, that what will be the relation between their velocities. So you can have, so somebody may ask that which one will move faster. So obvious answer is helium, that how many times it will be faster. Then again you can have the relation that you have find it out here, that rate of diffusion will be directly proportional to the velocity of the gas molecule. So you can have the relation here, that rate of diffusion of helium versus rate of diffusion of CH4. Let's say I am making it more clear by writing here like this. So this will be equal to velocity of helium divided by velocity of CH4. So therefore we again have the same answer, that this will be 2 divided by 1. So this is again connectivity of the thoughts. The one thought is diffusion, and how diffusion is connected with the velocity. So you have seen that how it is connected with the velocity. So again, for the second example that we have taken, CO and N2, for this also we can have the relation that their velocities also will be equal. So here both of them are the molecules. This is molecule and this is also molecule. While in this case one was atom and one was molecule. So but need not to concern with whether it is atom or molecule. You are only concerned with their molar masses. So when the molar mass is less, it will be faster. So then there is one more feature that we have to discuss of the liquid state, that is the tendency of liquids to evaporate, and this tendency once again is connected with the interparticle force of attraction. So as I mentioned earlier, that this is the interparticle force of attraction that governs the behavior of liquids with respect to their evaporation, and then that governs the behavior of solids with respect to their melting. So melting point and boiling points are also decided on that particular grounds. So evaporation, we will discuss. Evaporation is what? So you know that when liquid converts into the gaseous state, we call it evaporation. So this evaporation is sometimes faster, it is sometimes slower. So what are the factors which influence the evaporation characteristics? So that we have to discuss, and this we will discuss in the next lecture, that what are the factors influencing the behavior of evaporation. So just go through these examples, and I think this you have got, and then next class we will discuss the behavior of evaporation and the factors influencing the evaporation. Okay, thanks.